What is up, you guys? This is Alden Day 1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you another build video for Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. So this build video is going to be a shotgun build, or a berserker build, whichever one you want to call it. But yeah, this build is actually a lot more fun than I had anticipated it for it to be. It's kind of like a sword build in a way. It's not necessarily a super strong build that can out DPS a sniper or an AR build, but it is a fun build that is also pretty viable, or can be viable in like close combat situations and whatnot. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats that I've got going on. So my stats, I have 80 strength, 100 vitality, 2 intelligence, 150 agility, 200 dexterity, and 100 luck. So the reason why I went with 80 strength is because I needed the strength so that way I can have the gear weight, and I can also have specific weapons. For example, if I wanted to switch to a sniper, if I wanted to switch my second weapon to a sniper, just in case if the enemies were too far for a shotgun, then that is why that's a good reason to use it for. And then also you want to have a good amount of strength so that way you can dual wield your shotguns as well. And then the vitality, the reason why I went with 100 vitality is because I needed the extra health as well as the defense and the status resistance. So the extra health is going to help a lot due to the fact that you're going to be up close and personal to the enemies. You're going to, if you're that close to the enemies, you know you're going to get damaged because you're just right there. It's an easy shot for them on you. But yeah, that's why you don't want to play as a glass cannon. If you only have like 1 or even 50 vitality, you're gonna get one-shotted to two-shotted, or maybe even three-shotted. If the bosses are if the bosses are charging at you, you're most likely gonna get one-shotted if you don't have a good amount of vitality. So having at least 100 is gonna be very, very, very useful. The reason why I have 2 intelligence is because I only had 10 CPs left, so I can only put it into intelligence. That's the only reason why I invested into that. But other than that, there's no reason to put any points into intelligence since you're not focused on your skills or your gadgets or anything. The only thing you're focused on is buffing yourself, which in fact you don't necessarily need a lot of intelligence to do that. So yeah. And then agility, the reason why I have agility is because of the movement speed, weapon handling, and the bullet circle steadiness, as well as the defense. The defense also helps, but mainly for the bullet circle steadiness and the weapon handling. Movement speed does help, but it's not that big of a notice unless you're at least like 200 or 250 agility. But the weapon handling and the steadiness of the bullet circle does help, especially when you're just running around. You have to use auto aim so that way your bullet circle is active, but when you use that, you're going to be able to, I think it's auto aim, I don't remember, but it makes the reticle of your bullet circle not expand or not jump around too much. And then dexterity, the reason why I have 200 dexterity is for the extra crit damage and the weak spot damage. So you're going to be aiming at the weak spots as much as possible, but if you can't, then that's fine, because you can still do damage to the boss or the enemies regardless. And then the bullet circle accuracy reduces the amount of the reticle expanding. So if you have it pretty high, the reticle won't expand to a very big circle, I guess. And then the gadget power and weaponry I'm not worried about. And then the luck, the only reason why you want luck is for the crit rate, the damage resistant to status effects. The item drop rate's not bad at all either, but the crit rate is what you want the most out of this. The only reason why I went with 100 luck is because, I mean, I didn't want it to be too low, but if I made it too high, then I wouldn't have enough stat points for anything else either. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the abilities. So you can have your secondary weapons are the ones that are going to be doing the buffs. Your shotgun is the one that you're going to be doing DPS with. So Human Fortress is one of the buffs that you're going to give yourself. Tactical roll, so that way you can roll out of combat. Well, you're going to still be in combat, roll away from danger, as well as reloading your weapon. And then Gunstinger, it's gonna lunge you forward, and then once you hit the enemy, it's gonna shoot your shotgun at them. And then Dash Attack. The dash attack is gonna be really nice because when you're close range to an enemy, you just dash forward into them. Sometimes you can knock them down, sometimes you can't. And then I'm using submachine guns, so you can use power form, armor form, concentration, and hyper awareness. So all this right here is going to be very useful. And then the pistols, if you're going to use a handgun, hyper awareness, power form, and armor form, just like the submachine gun. And then add quick shot to it, because quick shot's a really good handgun ability. And then same thing with every other weapon. You're going to want hyper awareness, power form, and armor form. But with snipers, you're going to want Eagle Eye. If you're going to use a rocket, it's going to be the same 3. And then you're going to also want Graviton Shot. So that's pretty much it with the build for that. And now for the gadgets, I'm using Plasma Grenade, Flashbang, Proximity Mine, and Electromag Stun Trap. So I would keep these 3, Electromag Stun Trap, Proximity Mine, and Flashbang, but you can switch out Plasma Grenade for something else. I'm just trying it out. I'm testing it out to see how well it does and stuff. But you can use Sticky Grenade, you can use Frag, Anti-Ailment Kit, First Aid. I'd probably recommend the Metamaterial Camouflage or Smoke Grenade out of all of them. Just because Smoke Grenade lets you, or makes it to where the enemies can't see you. But if they're already targeting you, or if they're out of the smoke, then they can still see you. If you use Metamaterial Camouflage, it makes you invisible before you go in combat. So before you go into combat and you use this, they can't see you. Now if you use it while they're already shooting at you while you're in combat, then they can. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at my equipment. So I have the Peacock 3 and the Drakel Hamilton. So you can get both of these weapons. I believe you can get the Dracu 2 as well from the Predatory General Vendor. So I bought my Peacock 3 from the Predatory General Vendor. The stats I have on it were actually pretty good. So it's crit damage, damage versus humanoids, damage versus life forms, optical attack, crit rate, and weapon attack. So what I would switch out is the damage versus life forms with the mechs. And then I would also get, if you can, also add on, what is it? Weapon attack. That's what it was. Weapon attack and damage from behind. And then other than that, this would be a really good shotgun. I mean, it's already a pretty good shotgun, but it would be even better if you can add on damage versus mechs, weapon attack, and the damage from behind. And then for my Drakel Hamilton, the only reason I'm using this is because all the stats on here are actually really good. Other than that, I mean, it's only a weapon rank 6, it's not a weapon rank 7, unfortunately, but it does have damage versus life forms, damage versus mechs, damage versus humanoids, and then damage at max HP, which is really nice. Physical attack, 19.53%, and then critical damage and crit rate. And then all I would need left would be damage from behind, or damage, or weapon attack. Well, mainly weapon attack. Now for my accessories, I have my gas mask, which gives me 19 dexterity and 4 vitality, 11.48% blaze resistance. And then my Barrett gives me defense versus humanoids, avoid instant death when HP is 30.67% or more, and dexterity, plus 19. So what I would highly recommend is the stats that you want to go for on your memory chips would be dexterity, luck, or agility, or vitality. Any of those 4. Mainly luck or dexterity, because that's what's going to increase your damage. Agility and luck is going to increase more so your resistance, your health and whatnot, your health and defense and movement speed. But one of those 4 I would recommend. And then avoid instant death when your HP is below a certain percentage, and then also max HP percentage increase. So for example, I have something that gives me max HP, I don't think, right here, so max HP plus 13.79%. This right here is a really high amount of health that you can get. I know that you can go all the way up to like a 20%, so if you can get something with 20%, that would be really good too. But if you can get max HP with one of the 4 stats that I had said, dexterity, luck, agility, or vitality, and a avoid instant death, then that would, all three of those stats would be really good on a single accessory. And then the same thing, you would want to get the same thing on another accessory, but instead of avoid instant death, you would just want to get another stat, so dexterity and luck. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a clip on the shotgun gameplay, but that's pretty much it with this video. If this helped you out at all, go leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know down in the comment section. And if you have any other build ideas that you'd like to see, let me know as well. I will be also working on a destructor or destruction build. I'm actually working on that right now. But yeah, I will be posting that later, and that's pretty much it. So go ahead and enjoy the rest of the clip. This is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.
ありがとう。終わったな。